trying to figure out why I'm still so attached to this person.
Try to like go out with someone.
Really focusing on my career, so I haven't had a relationship long enough to even consider getting married. I could see us getting married one day. They don't have very strong religious. I kind of love every kind of music. My mother is a clarinet. He was very big in the 70s and 80s. Opportunity to study here because of scholarship. I couldn't be able to work at the time because university is so demanding here. I'm not 26 yet, so I'm still 25 actually. I haven't celebrated my birthday for a long time. I mean, I'm a big nerd, so I'm also kind of a shy person in the future because I'm getting off soon. I'm doing my year abroad for my PhD, which is typically required, more complicated than I would like to. He was half Indonesian and half Italian. I truly loved him, of course, and he wanted a totally different life. He wanted to move to another country. I spent so much time being with him. It's really, really difficult for me to let go of that specific thing. Also, we had passions together. We had, stuff we liked, and at some point, I just decided not to do anything that could remind me of him. So it was really difficult for me.
Have you tried to move on?
Well, I've tried elaborating this kind of sorrow that I'm feeling. I'm doing therapy, basically.
Really?
Yeah, I go to therapy. Yes, just with a psychologist. Just to figure out, why. I'm trying to do it like without relying on another person, so not looking for love at the moment, but trying to figure out why I'm still so attached to this person inside myself, and I cannot. This prevents me from letting anyone else in. So I'm trying to figure out that.
You didn't even try to like go out with someone?
Sorry?
You didn't even try to go out with someone?
I have tried. I haven't really. I haven't been successful on that side just because, as I said before, I was really in love with this other person, and there were so many qualities that I recognized in this person that this guy that moved to Australia that I was with, that I found in anyone else yet. So, of course, maybe I'm also very critical of other people and still, again, very attached to this other ideal love that I had. Looking deeply into it, there were problems, but I still have an idealized version of that kind of love that seems to not be matched with anyone else. So I'm still looking for him in other people, which is not good. So
not good,
it's not good. I have to let go of him and us first to let someone else in. So that is definitely something that I'm trying to do at the moment. But I'm trying to do it, but at the same time, I'm really focusing on my career. I try to take the whole situation to focus on what I have to do, like on a more working related level. So that's the only thing I could do for the moment.
And your parents, they really don't want you to get married or something like that?
For my parents, I'm still a baby. Here in Italy, it's not that common to marry. I'm still considered kind of a young person to get married. So in general terms, I would say people get married here around 30-ish. So, and they you typically try to be in a relationship for as long as you can before getting married. I haven't had a relationship long enough to even consider getting married. Figure out how adult life as a couple could be. So I haven't really had the opportunity. Of course, I envisioned a future, especially with this last person. So I could see us getting married one day.
Having babies.
Yes, and maybe I would have considered that if we were still together, or if we could have stayed together for longer. We could have definitely been together.
Right.
But for the moment, I'm still lacking the one of the main elements to get married, which is a partner. So, not considering that at the moment. I would like to get married though. I totally see myself getting married one day, maybe having kids. I still don't know about that, but yes, I'm for my parents, I'm still young, and also they saw how much I kind of suffered. They experienced that suffering, so they want the best for me. still young, I would say. I mean, they're in their late 50s, so they're kind of. I mean, my grandparents. If my parents were my grandparents,
Right.
they're coming from a totally different generation, so they would have pushed me. I mean, if I found different parents, but mine are very understanding and quite modern, I would say. I mean, they're not necessarily religious believers, or they don't have very strong religious values. More, I mean,
That's okay. I
you-
hope you don't like jazz.
no, not
Thank you.
necessarily.
Classic rock,
Okay.
yeah. Tell me classic rock. Yeah, I love classic rock and
Classic rock. My favorite band is Dire Straits.
Dire Straits. Oh,
yes.
yeah, amazing.
My,
Yeah.
that's my favorite band.
Yeah.
I kind of have an emotional bond because they were my parents'
Okay.
favorite. My parents
Money
actually
for
got
Nothing, Southern String, yeah,
yes.
I know, yeah.
My parents. I mean, I have this very strong memory of me, my father, and my mother, and also my sister. But that came a little bit after dancing in the living room to Dire Straits, and so
On Dire Straits?
on Dire Straits, like.
Only?
Well, my parent, no, me definitely not. I mean, I kind of love every kind of music. I mean, not necessarily jazz because I do not
No, I
have
don't like jazz. I was like, okay.
the understanding for
Right,
that.
yeah.
So I kind of think that to really appreciate jazz, maybe you have to maybe play an instrument or have a little bit more education on related to music. I don't play any instruments, so which is a pity because my mother is a clarinet player, so she could have taught me, but she never did. So I don't play any instrument. I just play a little bit of a guitar, but just not professionally, definitely not professionally. And so I listen to almost everything from pop to rock to
metal.
yes.
He's listening.
So, I mean, we can search through my Spotify if you want to have like more specific stuff.
Yeah.
I listen a lot
that's
to
good,
Italian music, Italian artists from. I would say it's considered to be pop music, but it's actually not. It's very. There are specific authors whose lyrics I like a lot. And,
Groovy or groovy?
what?
Kind of groovy?
No, they're not groovy. They're more really. I mean, here in Italy, we would consider Italian pop.
Okay.
It's a specific genre. It's more similar to indie music. I mean, if you listen to it, it's
Okay,
much
okay.
similar to what you would say is indie music. So they have these guitars, these pianos in the background, and then there's a person singing, but with a very indie core, I would say. So that could be considered indie music. But I had Estza playing in the background, Estza and Travis Scott. So I mean, you can definitely say you can definitely say I like a lot. But he's
He's from Italy.
Lucio Dalla.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
yes, he's my favorite player of all time.
Yeah.
Yes, I've also again I have an emotional attachment to him. He was from the I do believe he was born in the 40s, maybe. And he was very big in the 70s or 80s, also 90s maybe, here in Italy. But yes, his texts were, his lyrics was a lot based on
You have a beautiful smile.
Thank you so much.
And you should like smile pretty
Smile
often.
more.
Yeah, pretty often, right? Yeah. Yeah, tell us about this.
Well, I really don't know what this is.
Really? But you travel a lot,
This
no?
is industrial area. I mean, all the area between here and we're probably crossing some wine hills because as you're approaching Florence, every area in the surroundings is basically devoted to wine consumption and
Right.
wine production. So.
So
Also,
I would love to.
in Florence, you would have to.
I would love to match with you, and I want to like put it off.
Okay. Oh, we
The
because
black
we have
jacket.
yes.